That's pretty easy. That's pretty easy to add on when you're shooting later. And I mean your pictures are pretty nice. Um, you you do notice there's a lot of pictures are focused in the center, right? Like everything I look at is like center, 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 center. Sometimes expand the film, expand the camera a little bit, shooting them on the side would open up a little bit. And if I look at it, like one thing I'm looking at a lot of games. I look at there's a lot of um, I see nice actions, nice reactions. Sometimes a tough game like yesterday's tough game. Like I would like to look for some kind of like a bench reaction. Like I'm struggling on your website to see a like a coach's reaction. Richard Patino seems like a pretty animated guy. There's a lot of things they dance around. I mean, when you shoot a game, everything is a part of the story. From fans, from like we talked about last week about covering a sold out game. You're shooting a sold out game. I want to see a sold out crowd. It's not just about the game. It's not just about those 10 people that play on the field. It's a lot of times the fans are part of it. I mean, we were working at the Lobo at the days when it was sold out and ever like later on because they're bad. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of fans in the stadium, and that was a story. People are losing interest in Lobos because they're terrible. Now they have a chance to compete, and they're bringing a 15,000 crowd. I want to see that. That's a story. When you're covering game, fans are a part of it. So I've seen Jessica's photo. This is great. Like to see um, an overall. I don't know if you two share duty of covering because you have a back-to-back games. I mean, this is great. This is the identity of Lobo basketball. There's this guy and the students behind them, and they do all this stuff. See, there's the Daily Lobo on there. I remember they used to do that every game. There would be who's that, and it's the students behind the paper. They're chanting, "Who's that?" Those are all part of the game. We used to say, "Shoot anything that moves." It's an ATM. There's a lot of part that plays into a game. I don't see a lot of bench photos. Things. This is great. I can see the atmosphere. At the sometimes when you work at a paper, it's not about you. A lot of times it's later on. You shoot something, you look at maybe something will be a file. Um, Sometime if somebody come back and have a story, this is something you can work out with the sports guys. When we used to work at the Lobo, we worked with the Lobo sports reporter. Sometimes they have one, so they have two reporters. One guy writes the gamer, the other guy writes a feature or something. You check with them, hey, who do you need specifically? Like I'll watch out for that guy or a group or something about it, some a feature later on, even if later on there's a story about some of those people. And even later on there might be a story of about the crowd. This is the best attendance they have had in a decade, probably. There, that's a story. That's our community. That's the UNM. That's what the Daily Lobo covers. Um, and think about it as shooting a game as you're telling a story of the game. I mean, those are really nice. The reactions. I see that will. This is great. Like, from this, from the frustration of fans, from the ref call, from you know a foul or play. This is great. And like the interaction with the players. I still haven't seen a bench yet, but this is cool. I'll avoid a post photo sometimes. Um, yeah, this is great. Like I'm really glad to see that. Be nice to see more of a gallery with fan reaction plus player frustration. I see fan reaction. This is great. Shows like what's a pregame. You can see a lot of people. It tells a story. That was a sold out crowd last night. Um, and I mean, you got good actions, Jeremiah. So those are beauty shots of a player. he was watching somebody making a free throw. Usually, what they're on.
Oh,
Um, you know, look for more. Look around you. Look for like this is nice detail. This is beautiful. Like, but you can always find more, right? When they're like running up the tunnel, high fiving friends or fans, or when they're like upset. So it was a tough loss last night. Were they still high fiving fans, or they look upset? Like I remember we used to cover BYU was good, San Diego State was good. We used to lose tough games, and they'll be at the last seconds. A player would be locked arm to each other, and they will be locked armed with each other, and they will be like putting towels on their head. If they're lost, tell me a story with your pictures. They lost. Did you shoot that yesterday, or I'm just not seeing it? I don't want to be talking about things you already done.
are you like are you asking like if I got like a more of a variety yesterday compared to like what's in this drive?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be it would be great to see those.
Yeah, I sent
Yeah.
like like you're talking about. I kind of sent more of like a storyline going from
Yeah,
different
definitely.
things yesterday. I think
Right.
there's 13 I sent,
Okay.
but
Can you share that with me?
um,
How do I type on this? Oh, this is great. I'll think about cropping a little tighter. You can if you can see the crop. A lot of things you crop it tighter, you show more intensity. Of can you see the crop I'm doing?
yeah, I'm just questioning your thoughts on this
Okay.
because in this photo, I feel like the crop is kind of what makes it be more significant because you're able to get more of a story and see the crowd in the background, see how full it is,
Okay.
as well
How
as like
about a
seeing.
looser of a crop like that?
Yeah, I could see that. I just
Yeah.
kind of didn't want to go too
I'm
tight.
just well, okay. We don't need to go too tight, and like you can see a fan right here. But like what draws me is what he's body language and his body language from here to everything like that he's doing. Like I mean a little those body language is great, you know, a little tighter. I think that will help. I don't know if it's a photo editor's job to because you will shoot tight, but you can because those looks like you already went through a preset right before you send it.
Yeah, I did all my adjustments
Yeah, those don't look
before.
like a straight out camera. So you went through
Yeah.
preset. When you're you use a preset, you can play with the crop a little bit. I mean, like that ref doesn't really help me much, but yeah, you crop a little tighter. You shoot an intensity, like something like same thing with this. Like if you have done, I mean, like when I took some drawing class at UNM, there's a lot of times like you talk about the what's the directional stuff. This brings me a straight like diagonal from one end to the other end. It fills the frame. I don't really need the sky or like this ref, but it's about him like leaping straight towards for a dunk. Are we on the same on this? Are you questioning my thoughts?
Yeah, I could understand it. I think
Yeah,
it makes sense. Less
yeah,
distractions.
yeah. I mean, like it cleans up, but a lot of times it's you clean up a shot and you go from this straight down. It's a whole layer of things, and it's like drawing like from one corner to the other corner. It fills a whole frame. You can see the fans, and but it's a lot closer when when this is cropped like that. Yeah. Uh, what about this? What's the story behind this?
That one, my cut line, it was right after. I forgot the player's name, but he just hit the
Udezi
game winner
Morris.
last night. Yeah, he hit the game winner last night, and this was Morris Udeze walking back to the locker room after, and that's basically what my cut line consisted of.
Oh, so he was walking back. Okay.
Yeah, and he has his head down. You can kind of see
Mm,
brings a little bit more emotion to it.
okay. That's cool. And I kind of can tell. Um, did you shoot in the sequence that he turned around?
Yeah,
Because if the locker room is tunnel is this way, right? It go up
yeah.
this way.
The picture right before this is the player hitting the game winner shot over them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. If he has a side face, I can see. And sometimes if you shoot just the fence, and if you focus on the fence and you kind of see him, but a lot of fans like reactions too. I'm just saying that. But yeah, like so why are you on the other half, not by the bench, but during second half?
there's just no media spots available on that side.
Are they doing one row or two rows?
Just one row of media spots. It's kind
Okay.
of just first come first serve in terms of the second half.
Who's in charge of it? Like anybody marking spots over there?
Yeah. So on the opposing side, they have like the Daily Lobo spot. That's
Yeah.
where I was just posted up. But on the other side, they have like the news stations and stuff like that. And then there's like three other spots, but those are filled like pretty much immediately.
So they're first come first serve.
Yeah, on the bench side.
Gotta get that second half spot.
Yeah, I mean I tried, but
Yeah. I mean you're the UNM paper. You gotta work those things with them. Like you need a spot. This is my spot. Um, like how many people are there sitting there? 10?
yeah, I say about that per side.
Okay. What I mean, sometimes if you sit at that spot, you think it's an intense situation, you sit at that one spot for the first half. You shoot defense for the first half. You know, and you just hold on to that spot. We've done that before. You hold on to that one spot and you sit there during halftime. I'm not leaving. You don't have a deadline during halftime. Sit there.
Yeah,
Put
there's
a
been
different
games.
card there.
Yeah, there's been games where I've been looking on that side. So
Yeah,
like
they play game.
obviously,
You have to play that game to hold your ground too.
like the whole like the preference would be to be on that side. But it's just like when I get there, there's no Daily Lobo sticker on that side, so that side's already taken. It's always on the opposing side. So like
Yeah,
that's
that's bullshit. They need to give us a spot. That's like well, make friends with them or hold your ground. It's I guess this is not the last game. Huh? They got one more game.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, um, are you having two people covering?
It was just yesterday. I think was the first time I've only covered. I've never done it before with another person. Just yesterday.
Yeah, we used to do that. We sometimes have one sit out one half, and one side the other side. But I don't know where all these people come from. I don't remember. We used to have just about everybody gets a spot, always squeezing close to each other. Yeah, it's okay to touch each other now.
Yeah, they seem real uptight from what I've noticed. Like the security guards, I guess they are. They get real upset about that.
It's sometimes if you like in the second row, you just like kneel. They let you shoot it too. They
Yeah,
don't
no,
let you do that anymore.
the first game I tried doing that, I tried going like right there, and
Yeah.
the dude got real upset, and he made me go back to the other side.
Okay. How early you usually get to the game?
I usually get there at like 7. Yesterday's game started at 8, so I got there at
Yeah.
7.
Okay. And there was no spot already.
Yeah, it's because they already have it like labeled out, like
Who
everyone's
labels
spot's
those?
labeled. I'm not sure to be honest.
Can you find out?
Yeah, I could ask Mackenzie.
Cause your sports editor and you guys should get together and just like we need a spot. We're the UNM paper. Like, you need
Yeah,
a spot. Like we
there's a there's some pictures on a post not too far back where like I have like all the bench reactions and stuff like that. It just like I said, it's whether or not I can fit in that day because like obviously I prefer to get that and see like that emotions coming from the bench, seeing all the players
oh yeah,
celebrate.
because we used to think about like in the first half you shoot from the other side, and then second half sometimes if if you sit close to the basket, you sit down there, your action shot might not be as good sometimes, but you can get a really good reaction shot at the bench. But you sit at the corner, you close to the tunnel, you might not get as good of a reaction shot. It's just you have to gamble there.
Yeah.
Like what's more important? If I got a lot of good action and I get, I mean, besides shooting through the referee's butts, like you know what I mean, right? Like,
Yeah, I feel you.
yeah. So like you're like I'll get blocked by some of the shots. I'll get them straight up to the basket or shooting from the like 3 points from each side, and then but like I get greater reactions. Like we we recently like this is the game I just shot. Like they when you're across from the bench, like same thing I was talking about, fans. Like when you're sitting in front of them, when you're across from the bench, like right there. I mean that's a different situation for us. When you sit across the bench, you get something of somebody from the bench side doing something. Like if you're at like right by their feet, you can't shoot anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gamble, but I feel like that's something could need to be addressed with UNM because well we cover college games too. We cover Michigan, we cover Michigan State. Um, we have two other couple other college, but like a lot of times they always leave a spot next to AP, Getty, USA Today, us, and the college paper. What we have the college paper. UN Michigan has college paper. They have the yearbook, and they always have a spot in the front row because that's the campus paper. The university photographer is the one assigning spots. They always give a spot to the college newspaper. They're actually in a way that's more important than us because like I don't know, prepare a speech, like explain how important you are. You gotta stand up for yourself. Like we need that spot because we are the UNM paper. Like we are covering our own team, and it's important for us to be here to tell the story, to be here to have a spot. Somebody mark that our name down. I think that's. I think they are getting. That's disrespectful. They need to have, and then you guys should have that conversation with them at least. They'll ask him. Also you got to shoot senior day too, right? Whoever that's graduating, they'll walk up with their flowers or whatever. I saw the journal shot the girls women's basketball senior day. There are a lot of emotional moments. So, try it. But stand your ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you gotta stand your ground and say, yeah, we need that spot. We're this is our school. Um, anything else you would like to share, talk about? This is after the overtime win.
Oh, not necessarily. I
Okay.
think.
You guys starting shooting like softball, baseball soon, right? Tennis,
Yeah, I
track
believe
and
that's
field.
next.
Is track and field done?
Um, I'm not sure. I think. Yeah, I feel like it ended a couple weeks ago, but I could be wrong. Or
Okay.
indoor.
Yeah, the indoor. Those are fun. They're fun to shoot. Used to go play, shoot, just spend all day and like spending. I mean, it's like hang out and you shoot like what's that thing called? Like you shoot with a slow shutter speed. You would shoot something at 400 ISO was like 30s of a second. You just drag the motion blur.
You're
Just
like the
just
panning shots.
what you
Yeah,
pan the camera. You drag. Those are fun. You
yeah. I
it's
tried
like
that with the basketball shots before, and they're pretty
it's.
cool.
I think I remember something from you. You shoot a lot of cars, right? I think I saw it on
Yeah,
your
I shoot like
Instagram.
cars.
That's cool, man. I can I can see where the presets of Lightroom come from, and yeah, I mean like the coaches. I still haven't yet seen a picture of the coach like on the Lobo website. Give me a picture of the coach.
All right, yeah,
Reactions. You got one more game.
yeah. Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll definitely try to make it more focus on more like I guess like the reporting side of it rather
Right,
than
right, right. Yeah,
that.
it's. I
That's a
mean,
good
you
idea.
don't work for the basketball team. You are not there to make them look pretty. I mean, You tell whatever that's there. You if they're frustrated, if they're pretty, show them pretty. You know, like this is
Yeah.
if they're defending, show them defending. If they're frustrated, show they're frustrated. If they're happy, show they're happy. If they missed the ball, they missed the ball. You know, like
Yeah.
just trying to reporting. You work for a newspaper, like you're there to tell a story of the game of what happened and and whatever that's there. If they look frustrated, even player injuries, coach is yelling somebody, there's always story there to tell. And think about in a file photo. I think I'm repeating myself, but think about in a file photo. Like who's a senior? Know your players well. Who's a senior? Who's a junior? Who's gonna be gone? I think senior there will be fun. Isn't Jaden House gone next year? Jaden House is a graduate student. He should be gone next year, right?
Jalen House.
Yeah.
I think. No.
So Udezi is a graduate
Udeze,
student.
this is last year, but
Yeah,
Jalen still has
Jaden
one more
might.
year.
Okay, so Jaden will be there for another year. Mashburn got another year too.
I'm not sure. I think he's gonna declare this year.
Okay.
I'm
Well, I
pretty
mean,
sure.
injuries, a lot of things, because there could be a story update. Your reporter think about in the long term, short term for the fans. Like somebody will be reporting, hey, what happened to this guy? Is one of the best players, but he got hurt, and you have a picture. He got hurt, and then there will be an update somewhere. Sometimes it's not even with if the Lobo didn't have enough sports reporter, you're writing, but the Twitter might be a way of reporting. Somebody's injured. Somebody is there to gonna be sitting out for another game or two. This is one of the reasons they might be losing or something. Fans. So any any thoughts, questions from Henry, Zachariah? No.
No, not right
Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Yeah, overalls. Overalls. I mean, like I um, but yeah, I mean, I think about an overall like not this. I mean, think about an overall of a stadium, like something that shows a crowd. What was the other? I mean, think about an overall of a stadium. If it's a sold out crowd, bring a 1635 or something. Find a high point, climb all the way up during the national anthem when everybody's standing up. Didn't there one time they had a UNM had a whiteout at a game? Was that when they played like Wednesday Day or something? They had a whiteout. Everybody was wearing white. That looks cool to have because the way to tell it's an overall. Or you standing right below where you're on the floor, you're looking up where all the students, you're shooting all the. I mean, think about it's not just the game, it's not just the action, not just about those five guys. Like this is also your story. This is also part of what you're covering. You're looking at all perspectives. Like even players running down the tunnel, like running up the tunnel. If they win, maybe it's the last game of the year. They might be celebrating, running up the tunnel. It's a really cool tunnel. Like I've been to a lot of basketball games, and it's UNM is a really unique place. That tunnel is pretty cool. Um, the yeah. So I don't know. I hope this helps. If if you would like to, I mean, John has my email. If you have questions or if you want to like somebody looks through an edit or something, just let me know. But like, okay, another thing, captions. Right. So and so, so and so. AP style. Can you see the captions? Right. So and so, so and so. That's when I'm if I'm looking to hire a freelancer or something. like to shoot a game. This is the basic information I need. It doesn't have to be fancy. What is this guy doing? Number 10. He's defending this guy. Or he's there high-fiving. This guy is going to the basket. Yeah. Well, that goes to the cropping thing. I guess that shows the crowd on the right. Um, details. Michigan State recently had a shooting. There's a basketball player. They had a memorial. They lost 3 people in the shooting. They wrote down their names. I think, just to tell the story of a game. They wrote down the 3 students they lost in the shooting on their shoes. Try to save the ball from going out of bounds against, like, it's very, very basic information, but I need to, if I'm looking at it, if for example, you might be going to a game, like let's say AP is not there, they might be say, hey, you guys the only one there, and you got the picture, can we say that your photo might be going on the wire, so it's like makes a pass against so and so 5-1. Something, just you have their numbers. If you shoot a picture in the sequence, you have their number. You won't miss it, who they are, and those are the basic information that I need just during first half. And you can, I don't know where you write your caption. In Lightroom. Okay. Maybe someday, Devin, we can talk about getting like photo mechanic for students, which is what mostly everybody uses. And is anybody graduating here? Senior? John is graduating. Henry's graduating. Jeremiah, you got another year? Jeremiah?
He looks frozen.
Yeah, he does look frozen. Is he a senior?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, like if once we work on, we're on this, once we work on this, and there could be something we could later on talk about, is when a photo editor, you later on, just give you very very simple example from today's game. Like if we get to go on, like as an editor, if you're a photographer later on, you're gonna be at the Lobo being an editor, and a lot of times editor write the caption, but now everybody writes a caption. We used to go to the newsroom, and when the photographer shoots a game, we'll like edit the pictures together a lot of times, going through making the stars on bridge. That that could help sometimes when you have 2 people sitting together to look at each other's stuff to edit a game, and picking out a sequence. And then with 2 people, you're talking back and forth, sometimes it helps. Oh, there's 2 photos look very similar. Which one do we go? That's a person who are not at the game. Sometimes we might give you a better, might give you a better answer. We all have to go through a pain of like, hey, some people, you like both pictures. It's hard to just pick one out of 2. They're your babies. But having a person to there say, as a reader, because you're gonna show the picture to a lot of people that who didn't go to the game, who didn't shoot that picture. Like what's more powerful? What tells the story more? What's more emotional? That could give you, like, editing with somebody usually helps. I think, try try to sit down with a buddy. Find a buddy. Sit down with a buddy. Say, let's look through those. You help me on this game, I help you on another game. And that doesn't have to be game. It could be like, a convention, or like an event, like those controversial speakers coming to speak on campus. I think he dropped out of line. But but if you have an intention going, of being an editor, or just at the Lobo or something, if we work out, I think they have student discounts for photo mechanic. But let me give you a quick example. Like, for example, I have a thing called co-replacement. If you're an editor writing captions, it makes life a lot easier. Look at this. Okay, so if I'm writing a caption, If my base caption is, if you just, somebody will have to do the work to type that off. I mean, we're lazy. We have a company who does that for us. But look at, do you see what I'm typing? You see that?
Yes.
That will help. That will help. Somebody would type. So it's basically you just open a text document and you make into a plain text, not rich text, a plain text. You use tabs in between, and then you can type some of the simple words, or you can say, you see what I'm typing? W4 hashtag or backsplash. If I'm doing something, makes a jump shot. I'm done. I'm done with one picture in a few seconds. So if you look to expand more, because you're gonna shoot baseball, you're gonna shoot softball, tennis. I mean, somebody type up a roster. Somebody type up some of the words you can short it off. Rebound, like that will help you if you're on deadline editing or. Are we sending people to Vegas for the tournament? Okay. I'm sorry. Used to be a fun road trip.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a few years.
Okay. Well, I mean, they could come back. You know, you got one more game, and they could come back and to do the NIT or CBI, whatever tournament they do. I don't know if they're gonna make the NCAA tournament. They probably not. But well, I hope this helps. If there's anything like anybody's interested, we can always find a topic and go back maybe in a week to talk about stuff. What about how about you, Henry or Zachariah? What are you new?
New. I just got hired. I'm sorry, Henry.
No, you can go ahead.
I was saying I just got hired on just a couple of days ago.
Okay.
So
what year are you?
I am a senior. I have about a year left.
Okay. What makes you decide to shoot for the Lobo?
Part of my degree is photography.
Okay.
I've always enjoyed photography as an art, so I felt like it would be good for me to do, and I always find myself interested in local and world news and national news, and I think it's like a cool way to get involved and get my feet wet.
Yeah. Have you shot anything so far?
For the Daily Lobo, not as of yet. We just had a pitch meeting today, and my power went out literally during the meeting. So I want to get with them on Signal and see if I can actually do one of those pitches with them.
Cool. I'll be looking at your stuff next week. Yes, whenever it comes out.
Yeah, so for me, I didn't get to shoot anything this week
Okay.
since both of my pitches got delayed. But hopefully next week I'll have something to show you.
What did you shoot?
Well, for this week I picked up. I actually forgot. I'm sorry, but yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
I picked up 2 pitches.
Okay.
And once I get around to shooting them, but I'm forgetting what they are right now.
Okay, but you haven't shot it yet.
Well, for last week, there were 2 things that I picked up that got delayed because the reporters couldn't get to them.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and then there's 2 new ones.
Cool. Well, I'll be looking for your stuff next week, or this coming week, I guess. Anybody shooting any show at the Pope Joy?
Oh, but that's something I would very much would be interested in doing if I could.
Yeah, get on it. Like, I mean, is this the Pope Joy thing? Yeah, like, ask for it. Ask for it. Like, get your man, go find a buddy. Like I said, go find a reporter. Say, hey, You know, like anybody interesting, like shooting anything there, like there's a, I mean, like I said, this is your community. If like something is coming up, well, look at this. Look at this. Next Sunday. Yeah, I mean, like if you like concerts are tricky. I don't know what the Pope Joy rule is. I've shot some big concerts. A lot of times you shoot 2 sounds, you shoot 3 sounds. Sometimes I you shoot 1 sound, but you know, get your stuff ready. It's a good training. Like anything, like like Zachariah said, like anything could get your feet wet, you know. Or and I mean, go out and shoot. Like get see if your reporter is interested. Like something you can go shoot. Like this is the tippy dance, right? They tip with their thing, you know, with tip with their shoes. Those they're fun, yeah. Sometimes they build a relationship with whoever runs there. So anything that's coming up, they let you know. And then a lot of times you can go into the buffer. If they say, yeah, go shoot the first 10 minutes, that's something. Any of you, will you have cameras that you shoot, or you'll be a camera will be provided by the Lobo?
I have a Canon 100. I think a T100. I have a little.
T100, R100.
Let me check it right now.
Okay, is that a new camera? See, this will be fun. You know, I don't know what else. On the campus, so there's something else. There's another that looks like ballet. Well, it's what's going on at your campus. Go shoot it. See, just email like or pick up a phone or stop by the office. Who's the media relations person? Because sometimes like those are good like um practice of whatever show they put on. Like if you have a camera that has a silent mode, even better. Because a lot of times the classic music, they don't let you have it. I don't have those cameras. I used to bring a big jacket. I shoot. They have a little quiet mode, but still makes a sound. But you wrap your jacket around, makes it as quiet as you can, like to just to block the sound. Like, but yeah, I mean, like you got some stuff going on, and
You guys, we have Step Africa on Thursday. So
what
it's
is it?
Step Africa. So it's an African dance show.
Yeah, those anything like anything on campus, anything that's students, faculty related shows, that's your community. You know, go cover it, reach out. Like if you're interested going to shoot those, like talk to your culture editors, talk to a culture reporter. Hey, let's go do a story about it. Let's go, you know, write a review about it, and then we go shoot it. Once you, I mean, it takes a little bit like to build a relationship with the facility, with the media relations people there, and then you know you're the student of this campus, and then later on you might have some, I don't know, like behind the scene access. It takes time for them, like, oh, you're doing story about it. A lot of time they're really happy. Because as the media relation, they get the promotion. You're doing a story. They got publicity from the local paper. And then you cover it, and then they're gonna let you know, hey, we got this come up, we got that come up. You know, you get your email, send, give them your email, give them your card or whatever, and or social. They contact you, and you go back, and sometimes you say, you know, hey, can I go shoot them like in the dressing room or during a rehearsal or something? Like you build a relationship, and then you can have more access to. That's your community. Does that sound fun?
Yeah, that works for me because I'm already in the music program.
Yeah, that would be great.
So I do have like certain connections within Pope Joy and Keller Hall. So
That's
like,
awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. You gotta find a buddy, or you know, think about. I guess the last time Adria asked you if you guys are doing a photo page. I mean, something. You know, shoot. Don't. But think about it. You're not shooting one picture there. You're not going to a 2-hour event just make one picture out of it. Like you're thinking about like a sequence of things. change your angle, get some close-ups, get some like kind of show the environment, shows the theater, and yeah, just play with it. If you have a wide angle, try it with a wide angle and challenge yourself. If you never shot with slow shutter speed, shoot with a slow shutter speed. Just pan and get like a motion blur of the background, but your subject is, if you don't know how to do that, watch a YouTube. But yeah, I mean, like, go see what other photographers are doing, what they're shooting, and there might be something you have. But social media will help a lot of times. You find a local photographer or somebody you like, the photos you like, you find them on social media, something you can reach out and say, hey, how did you shoot that? A lot of times, most of the photographers are pretty friendly. They'll let you know. They give you, you're a student. They give you a little bit like tip of like, oh, this is what you do. But yeah, this will be great. And I think in the summer, I think last year when I was at UNM was the Flamingo Festival. That was a really fun to shoot. Like when I was a student, we used to cover that every year, like kind of May, June time. But I think a little bit like I like to use sports as an example. Like when I first started shooting at the Lobo, I thought I was from the art department. I thought I was gonna just shoot like RC pictures. I didn't know nothing about journalism, and the photo editor at the time told me I need to go shoot a football game. I had no idea how football players. Like I'm from China. We don't play football, American football. No, I had no idea what I was doing. And then I got sent to basketball to shoot. I had no idea how to shoot a basketball. I never shot a basketball. It's like we all start from something. But like I still remember what the photo editor told me was, if you can shoot sports, you can shoot everything. Like think about it helps you in a lot of times. You might not be a sports fan, but if you learn to shoot sports in a way, it helps you with a lot of time decision making. Like at this time, this guy is gonna make a 3-point. Am I shooting the bench for the celebration, or am I shooting it just an action shot of this player making a 3-point? Like what can tell the story more of this game? And you have an instant. I mean, clock is ticking. You have seconds to make that decision. But the more practice helps you to see things. You're gonna be sitting on the basketball floor. You're gonna be looking around to find things, not just follow the players. And you're looking around. Like, I mean, helps with the observation. Yeah, I mean, I think isn't soccer starting to play soon too? So yeah. Anything else anybody would like to talk about? Yeah, and feel free to like put stuff in the Google Drive and like just send me an email and say, hey, I just put something in there and like, can you give me some feedback? Right. I promise I won't be too harsh. But like I said, we all start from somewhere and just need to do a lot of practice. Shoot more, shoot as much as you can. Go walk around the campus with a camera. Go to class with your camera. Put it in your bag. There might be something you see, you just like regret. Hey, I wish I have a camera with me. Yeah. I don't know.
Thanks, Junfu.
Yeah.
What
I'll
up?
be. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying, when are we meeting next? Are we actually meeting next week, or are we?
I think I talked to Jim. Jim mentioned something about a presentation about like the workshop thing.
On March, that would be March 5th.
I think it's March 5th.
Yeah.
So
be our-
so I think Adria will be joining us too. We'll probably talk about some of the not like photo eccentric, but like kind of how like the things we learn at the Lobo, and also like from a photographer, Lobo, I know we're not gonna just like talk about what we do right now, but like what kind of decisions we have to make during like the days we're at the Lobo, like what we learned, what will help us, what we did, kind of like the things we talked about. Be a buddy was a photographer, be a reporter, and like edit together. I think editing with somebody really helps. But what does that sound good?
That sounds great. And
Yeah.
I think some of what you talked about last week about how to think about assignments and think about
Right.
kind of the photo assignment, collaborating with the reporter more before you go out was really valuable.
Okay.
So I think that's great.
Yeah, we can help look at the budget and kind of brainstorm
Yeah.
on some visual ideas, and it's it's a lot of times this is this is a teamwork.
Mhm.
It everything takes like a newsroom to get together and communicate with each other to talk about like how do you tell the story better, not just from a reporting standpoint, how a photographer can play a part and play an important part in this to tell the story, to visualize some of the stories. Because I mean, look at this. Some of the story, what the reporters write, could be kind of dry.
Mhm.
And if you want people to read your story, they might look at the photo first. What drives people to look at a story is the picture. It's like, okay, this is really interesting. That's something affecting me. That looks like something, not a building. Yeah. So yeah, we can do some brainstorm. We can talk about a few things that we want to try to like really hard to go down the memory lane to think about like what we did. But yeah, like there's some stuff we'll share from him from
That's great.
from the days at the Lobo and what we learned. And I think but working with each other as a team is important.
Great.
Well, Zachary, I'll be looking for your Pope Joy pictures. I'm a hold you on that.
Sounds good.
No, that would be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Anything John would like to add?
No,
that in the middle?
I mean, if we want people to cover stuff at Pope Joy, we'll get people into Pope Joy.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying if that's something that interests you. That's culture. Yeah. That's culture. I'm just saying that's as an
No, yeah,
example.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, like you have a culture section on your website, and Pope Joy is a part of like what happens on campus. Like think about what's the capacity at Pope Joy? 3,000 people, 2,000 people, 2,000 people once every week go there for a show. They might be waiting for a a review or a preview from it.
Yeah.
Right? So just saying, like look at your community. Well, hope this helps. Good to meet you all. If I'm like repeating myself over and over, just let me know. It's like raise your hand, say, hey, you just said that. I'm getting old. So it's just let me know.
Super.
So
This is helpful.
yeah. Well, I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Any
Oh, I have a question for you, Junfu. It's a logistical question. When
Okay.
we pull a photo of the past, do we label it file photo or do we give photo credit if it's a photo taken, say from
In
a
the-
photographer in the past?
in the caption, yes, file photo. You can see, you can say, caption. You can say file photo.
So if we're pulling up a photo from like last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, file photo
So we don't get
before the
photo
caption.
credit. At
You
that
know,
point.
like you don't if you show people something, you don't want to like it's like, oh, they look at it because we're a daily paper. You don't expect people from like seeing something. This is like, it just happened, or like, I'm putting like a picture of like a lot of people from a video. Like you don't just like like, oh, this is just happened, or if I read the caption, because the first thing I look at a picture if that interests me, like something like that. Like I'm gonna say, like I'm gonna look at it, it's like, oh shit, what happened? Like, but I look at the first thing, the caption. Like I don't read so and so doing a video, but I'm looking at a file photo, and then you go have the AP style caption. Like, or you can say like archive photo from so and so days. So you don't want like somebody just look at, oh, like what are kids crying about these days? But like something, but state that in your um, even if it's like a photo that people give it to you as a, like handout. We sometimes will say it's a handout photo. Um, like this might be a handout photo. This might not be something that we shot. You know, photo provided by somebody. You know, like be clear with your so this is from 2008. They should have put something like that. But I feel like having a file for, but like I think working on the style book is good. Working on like Daily Lobo photo caption style, but you mostly go with an AP style, you know, so and so and so and so at where what happened, um, like something like that. That will help. And when I mean, those are the recent things. Like we just had an ice storm. So those are just, you know, AP style on campus in Ann Arbor. Like those are something. This is covering a college campus. We have an ice storm covering, like summer staff covering what happened on campus. Yeah. If you guys have snow, go shoot snow on campus. Same thing. You know, I live in the college town. So when something happens, you will want like a snow feature. If you certainly got like, you know, I don't know, 7 inches of snow. I don't know if you get that much, but I feel like when I was in college, when you snow 1 inch at UNM, they cancel finals.
True.
So, but like, go out and see like what students are doing on
Mhm.
on snow days. There's one story we did that was the we went on campus to look for features. Students having a snowball fight. Just embed it in your community. The college, the UNM campus is your community. I think I'm repeating myself again. But anyway, like just shoot more, you know, carry a camera with you. Bring a camera in your backpack and walk around while you're going to class, have a camera in your bag. Yeah. Don't don't feel like all your assignment had to come from a reporter. If you see something, if you think that's important, don't feel like you're not a reporter. You don't need to go up, and reporters are not everywhere. Editors are usually sitting in front of a computer, and you know you're going to class, you're going to the dorm, you're going back home. Go talk to somebody. If you see something that's important, or just go, you know, be curious about your campus. Be curious about what's going on your campus. Go talk to people, and then you can always, you know, get somebody's number or social. Just come back and say, you know, to tell a reporter, say, hey, find this. Like, do you think it's worth like doing a story about it? It's always good to ask, then just pass on. If you pass on, you miss it. If you ask, you don't. You're gonna have a second and third opinion. You ask your editor, ask your photo editor, ask another reporter, or just go back, like, you know, ask John. Um, you know. So anyway, I'll tell the long story next week. I'll save it.
Or
I'll save
in
it
2
for
weeks.
next week. Then, when things I learned and like from somebody over the years and what
Okay,
during my internship. But yeah,
in 2 weeks though, right? Oh no, that is next week. March 5th is next week.
yeah,
Wow. Okay, what happened?
it's gonna be March, Devin. Time
Good Lord.
flies.
I know.
Yeah, I know. It's another 1 month older again.
Yeah, wow. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank you.
participating.
Thank you.